Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Stealing from the Greats, daily segment now where I break down the best and some of the worst subscription signups out there so we can learn what do's and don'ts we can apply to our own subscription websites. Now, today I'm looking at the very popular Hunt a Killer. Now, there's a couple of things about Hunt a Killer that you'll quickly see that is likely more lessons of what not to do rather than lessons to do. And maybe there is method to all of this madness. Maybe they've split tested everything start to finish and they've realized that this weird customer journey is the most effective one. But something tells me that I'd love to talk to their team. But let's dive into it. So as always, I look at three big factors whenever assessing subscription signups. So first of all, it is the brand hook or the brand value, the product value, as well as trust. And I'm looking for barriers and drivers for all of those. So, and first and foremost, you're looking for brand drivers and a good brand hook at the very top. Generally, this is explained with a good positioning statement, brand positioning statement. Typically, this sounds like something like best smelling candles for people who enjoy sustainable products. Something like that. Very, very simple. And all it really needs to do is let your first-time visitor know on your homepage who you're for and what do you do. Am I in the right place? Now, Hunt a Killer stays away from that. And what they do is they try to explain in a 3 sentence paragraph what is Hunt a Killer, but they don't actually do it. So we have this header text here. What is Hunt a Killer? Which is, it's a question. Yes, I do want to know the answer to that question, but they could have used this space with Hunt a Killer or premium tabletop game for mystery fans. How's that? Or cult classic board game for mystery fans. I don't even know what it is yet. So this is actually the crux of the issue. So, and in the copy here, it's quite lengthy. So here's the tip. If you have lengthy copy on your website, sometimes it's good to have great extensive copy on your website. Make it easy to skim at least. On average, people don't spend more than 1 minute to 45 seconds. Depends on the brand, obviously depends on the things. But under 2 minutes is what an average user spends on a website quite often. Depends on obviously traffic sources. But generally speaking, people are there pretty quickly finding out what do you do, and they're not here to read a ton, or they're not here to read a ton of text that's not relevant to them. They'll happily read relevant text, but your job is with headers and the nav bar to navigate them to the relevant pieces of the website that they want to know. So yes, I do want to know what Hunt a Killer is. Immersive murder mystery games throw you into the center of murders, disappearances, poisonings, and blah, blah, blah. Examine clues, suspects, thread and case together, unravel each web of lies, join the hunt. So that's basically what it is at the start. What I would suggest is, like I said before, cult classic murder mystery game for mystery fans, something like that. At the very top here, the product photography, there really isn't any product photography other than just a couple of these boxes. I would love to see and a carousel. First of all, do not use a carousel. Carousel is it does a lot more harm than good because it makes you feel like you've promoted 3 different things, but in reality, you've done a disservice to the first one, and people will never see the second 2 slides. 95% of people will not see the second slide or the third slide. This is, believe it or not, built on Shopify, yeah, it's a really weird theme implementation in my mind. Now, so that's obviously those are the basics. What I would love for imagery on the homepage is lifestyle images of people having fun with the game. How's it supposed to be enjoyed? How will it make me feel when I get this thing? So generally a really good approach. So that's kind of the brand piece. The brand driver, product driver, and trust drivers. That's really what we're looking to throw at people as they scroll through to let them know that they're in the right place, that they're interested in the product, answer all of their potential questions, and verify all of our claims. So they do verify some of their claims by saying, as seen as BuzzFeed, Fast Company, Bustle, Washington Post. So they've been mentioned in these press pieces, and that's good. That's amazing. That's great PR to get. Really useful. Now, I'm still really hesitant about what their product is, or really what the brand is. I understand it's murder mystery and it's games. Is it individual games? Is it is it party games? Is it tabletop games? What is it? So there's a box set here that is being sold as a one-time product, but really what we're looking for is a subscription, and it tells you that this company clearly values their subscribers, because the main call to action on the homepage banner, which is generally, unless you're heavily targeting landing pages, this is still going to be your most popular piece. So this is by far the most expensive piece of real estate on your website, the homepage banner above the fold. So this button, when I click Join Hunt, where it takes me is straight to the pricing page. And I'm still extremely unclear what the brand does. Who is it for? Is it for me? What's the benefit about? What's the competitive advantage here over anybody else? I understand they have Trustpilot reviews. I understand that's all great. I do wish they link this. Trustpilot generally lets you link through. Very interesting setup here. And there's this video that I was supposed would is going to promote me or promote the product to me. And here's the crazy part: great, well-produced video, right? This is not; they're not skimping out on production value here. The website really blows my mind, though. So again, very lengthy copy. Video is really tricky. Video requires heavy commitment from the user. Or singular focus. It's like this page, in this case, should have nothing but nothing but this video. Forget about the FAQ. Also, either if you were to be gung ho on promoting this video, which is a great video, as far as brand goes, but tells me absolutely nothing about the game and the box itself. What is the product? I understand that this is going to be this murder mystery about the Renaissance. Or Ranfair Regicide is what they're trying to get across, and it just doesn't explain what's in the box. Like, I want to see a box, and I want to see somebody doing something with the box. I want to understand what it does. Now, this answers some of these questions in the FAQ, but generally, for FAQ, you shouldn't be forcing customers to look through the FAQ to understand what your product is and what it does for me. That is, if customers are going deeply into FAQs to figure that out, that's a problem. One cool trick to do that we love doing is putting a heat map on an FAQ page and then seeing what elements, and so first of all, having a lot of this text visible instead of hiding it behind an accordion is really overwhelming to the reader. So it's also, there's not enough text sizing contrast between the paragraph text and the headers for these questions. So it's really hard to figure out where the question, what questions am I looking for versus the answers themselves. So I'd say hide everything into an accordion and put a heat map onto this page that will tell you what questions are people clicking on, and that way you can understand what questions and answers you can pull into the product pages and into potentially the homepage or landing pages, and that will show good increases in conversions generally. I really love the framework of Rishi on the product page guy on LinkedIn. If you don't follow Rishi, you should follow him. He's fantastic. He basically focuses exclusively on product page optimization and specifically copywriting, very, very heavily based on that. And his framework for conversion rate optimization is, your job is not to, first of all, encumber and block people who already want to buy. There's always like a sliver, 2-3% doesn't matter. Basically, they've gotten a hint of what you're selling, and they instantly get it and they just want to buy. Is not to slow them down And the second one is to convince the other 10% at best of people who are interested but skeptical. So interested but skeptical people have questions. They're like, I'm interested. Your hook might have my brand hook might have gotten me. I really like murder mystery, but what is it? What do I get? So, and believe it or not, once you pick a select plan, there's no product page, there's no nothing, there's no standard purchasing flow. This takes you to essentially a form that is a shipping form and then an order payment processing form. So it really kind of blows my mind. So now it's taking me back to the cart, and it's a really fascinating setup here. They have another promo for this other product, and again, well-produced, beautifully produced videos, nothing to do with the product itself, kind of mind-blowing. And then you make it down for a little further, and you go like, well, they have over 4 million, I'm guessing this is 4 million games played means maybe orders processed, or maybe this is, if a game is played multiple times, maybe they're estimating this somehow. And then they have this user-generated, user-generated content praising. Our family clears their schedule to play this. This is great. Great for date night. See, this kind of stuff needs to be way, way above where they're putting it, because this is like halfway down the page, where most people will not see it. So they've got a whole bunch of boxes here, and this is really money. This is what it needed to be right at the very, very get-go. It's show me something like this. Show me product photography of this mystery set. Hey, here's this case. Here are some clues. Here is what you're going to get: an evidence binder and piece A, piece 2. Like, here's an evidence collection, and then you have to figure out who the murderer is. This really mind-blowing to me that you would bury it so far down. Here's what I would do. I'd take a lot of this product photography, stick it right at the top, get rid of this banner, connect it with maybe even using, here's another pro tip, if you're not really too sure what to put on your homepage banner on your very, very top, put user-generated quotes on there. Some demographics hit really well, just resonate really well with user-generated stuff. So if you don't know what to put on the homepage on your main banner and don't know how to position your brand, it's like, we are the best candles for environmentally conscious people. Put something like a user-generated quote. We anticipate the arrival of every hunter-killer game, or something like Cypher's physical evidence, so impressive, great for date night. Like, if you put that at the very, very top of this instead of what is hunter-killer, that's really all you needed. So you could, if you put that right next to a photo of one of these product shots, instant value. You get the product value right away. The barriers here are navigational. I really have to scroll way far down to understand what the product is. I still don't really know why this brand is so big. How's it different from any other mystery games like this? I don't even know if there are any, but I would definitely want to know before buying. These are general pretty good buying questions. How do you stack up to competitors? So there's a member exclusive features I see here, and again, so this is kind of highlighting a case for that gives you specifically, I'm guessing this is for active subscribers only. Now that could give you a conversion reason, but again, not necessarily it. So how it works is in the nav, but this needs to be better explained, much better explained, with a lot more condensed text on the homepage. Now, overall, very, very cool brand, cool product, well loved by bajillions of people. It just kind of blows my mind that this is how they chose to set it up.